Why is it that everyone is single nowadays, and we live in an era, and this is a trend currently, that all the men on Instagram and TikTok are like, I would be ready for her, I'm waiting for her to retire her, etc., etc. And all the women are like, oh my God, I don't wanna bond with a man anymore. I'm doing this all by myself. I don't wanna rely on anyone. I wanna stay independent and don't make the same mistakes as my mom and as my grandma, etc., etc. Like, we really crack the whole lineage and the system by not marrying anymore. Why is that? And this is the topic of today on the Fierce Feminine Frequency. Happy to have you here. So let's dive into that. Welcome to the Fierce Feminine Frequency. And today we talk about another feminine wound, and this is the warrior wound. And that's my favorite wound, because you can really gain confidence and power and success out of this wound, but also where it comes from is not so nice. So let's tap into that. The phenomenon of the era of singles right now, and I know if you guys witnessed it as well, but everyone is breaking up. Like in the last 3 years since COVID, I would say everyone is literally breaking up and staying single, because there is a shift happening. And back in the days, we had a boyfriend, and then we broke up, and it was big drama, and then we found another one, And now things have changed, because now women, also men, for the first time maybe ever, they want to develop their personality first. They explore their love languages, they explore their toxic traits, but also their very healing traits. They explore what means wounded femininity, what means toxic femininity, what means wounded masculinity and toxic masculinity, and what means healed femininity and healed masculinity. So we are in an era of awareness, of consciousness rising and leveling up, of identity upgrades, of shifting out of the system, out of this matrix of you need a boy, you need a girlfriend or a boyfriend in order to be fulfilled, you need to create a family. I know so many of my friends that are not sure, at least, if they want kids or not. They are quite sure that they don't want to marry unless it's a real fit. And I think this is the biggest thing that has changed, and that causes this era of singledom all over the world. There has never been so many singles, and there is psychological reasons for that, but there is also a mindset shift and an energetic reason for that. First of all, we're all in our processes. Second of all, we all exit the matrix, or at least everyone who's watching this definitely. Third, we are rising not just our consciousness, but our frequency, and we're exiting not just the matrix, but the simulation of thinking that we need someone in order to be truly happy and in peace. So what I also witnessed is, that's the fourth or the fifth part, I stopped counting now, is that we are breaking cycles. We are breaking the cycles of it. You should do it because everyone does it. That's not working in our generation anymore. It's just that why we are the Gen Y for a reason. We are asking the why question, like, why? Okay, you always did it like that, but why should I do it as well if it's obviously not working for you guys? So this is another thing, and we want to prevent ourselves from the pain that we witnessed, that our parents, our ancestors, our whole lineage went through because they picked the wrong partner, or because they did not know how to communicate clearly, and so it ended up in drama. Because that's another thing. Why are we not jumping into relationships anymore? The reason is that we adjust, we wanna check, they are in an assessment center, and we really want to see, is this person aligned with my values, aligned with my frequency, aligned with my life path, with my soul path, with my soul mission, with my soul vision, with the goals I have in life, with what I have achieved? Is there respect, or is he like, yeah, everyone can do that. Because, oh my God, no, is he a gentleman or not? And also for the guys here, like, is she also respecting and nourishing you, or is it just like, oh, he's the man, I want to be covered? That's also not how it's working, you know. So we have to find a balance between the feminine and masculine dynamics, and this is what's happening right now. And we are aware enough and self-loving enough that we're not jumping into relationships just to be with someone. That's not the vibe anymore. That's not the vibe. We want to heal ourselves first. We want to explore ourselves first. Our toxic traits, our love languages, our wounds, our feminine wounds. We want to explore them. We want to be aware of them. We want to heal them in the best case scenario. And then we want to find a partner who did the same exact work, is healed, or at least aware of the issues, because this creates a whole new level of communication. And that is the number one reason why the divorce rate is up to 50%, because people don't know how to communicate properly. And this causes disharmony, this causes fights, this causes war in the end of the day. So we need the awareness, we need the respect, we need the high frequency, we need the embodiment of all these things, we need a clear focus, clarity about what we want, and the alignment with exactly that frequency, so we can attract what we truly are. You always attract what you are. So if you are very clear with what you want in life, what you tolerate and what you're not tolerating, then you can attract exactly a person that is on that level as well, that sets boundaries, that attracts people with self-respect, and therefore respect. See, people who are self-caring and therefore caring, people who are self-confident and therefore also confident with your dreams. Like, you want a partner that's not just confident but also confident, giving you the confidence that it needs, like the support that it needs in order to make you feel great in achieving what you dream of, right? You want to be a force, you want to be a team, and not just one is doing this, one is doing this. But still, everyone knows themselves well enough in order to not merge fully. This is never good, because then you lock in, and then it's called, you're relating. You have to relate on. It's not partnership, it's relating. Someone is always relating on the other one. It's not how it's working in the new era. So the new era of leaders here, you got it, right? You see the frequency of Pegasus, new era of partnerships. You feel it. It's co-creation. It's full of love. It's pure love. I don't even know how to express that feeling. I witnessed it once, and it was super beautiful. And also very important, the partnerships of the new era. It's not about, oh, and then it ends and I failed. No, because there is no failure in a partnership. Because the awareness is here that some people come into your life to make you walk that path, that beautiful soul path, for a while, and then they walk away again. This is okay. And some come with a very important learning. Some come to trigger something so that it comes to the surface, what you still have never been able to heal, in order to heal it. Then there is always a reason why someone comes into our life. And there is no good or bad. It's all for your soul evolution. It's all for this very special soul journey that you signed up for, by the way, with your free will. You're not here by accident. You did not just drop from heaven. Oops. Okay, now she's there. Well, good luck with that incarnation. That's not how it worked. It's not how it worked. You signed contracts. You are here for a reason, because we are in the middle of a shift, of a crazy frequency and dimension shift. Like, the timelines are merging and splitting and separating, and it's wild. There are cosmic wars, there are wars on this earth, like the star seeds are incarnating, and also like their motherships are there. Yeah, I'm one of those people who sees them. So it's wild. It's wild what's happening currently on this planet. And this is so beautiful that we are part of this, that we have the beautiful purpose to make change happen and make shifts happen with consciousness, with awareness, with exiting the judging matrix and going into deep judgmental free state, seventh dimension, where you're just mirroring, you're just there. There is no good and bad. There is just evolution, there is just growth. That's all there is. And more and more are getting there. And that's why we have the era of singles right now, because in a time where everything evolves and changes so fast, it's sometimes easier to isolate a bit, to understand what is my energy, what is my topics, before you share these wounds with someone. But this also comes, like you see, I made a jump now, okay? This is already new era, okay? We're in the frequency of new era now. But that comes from the so-called feminine wound, the warrior wound. And the warrior wound is we can also call it feminism wound. Again, judgmental free, okay? Feminism started as something good, and then women gained that power in society, that power also in economy, that power with money. And since they had no clue or no history how to deal with that, how to cope with that, how to cope with power, how to deal with money, how to multiply money, how to amplify money, then they started to copy the mechanisms of man, which is normal. That's like children copying what mama and dada are doing. So like women new in that field, they're like, whoa, this is new. Now we can do the same thing. How is this even working? Because back in the days, and this is really not long ago, maybe 50 years, not even, we were not even supposed to have own bank accounts. We had to ask our husbands in order to work, like stuff like this, you know? So we were totally disabled with money. And that is a logical follow-up and conclusion that now women became like men in order to be successful in that very masculine-driven system. And this is not good for us. This is not good for our feminine energy. It's great for making money. The warrior wound symbolizes being independent, being strong, not needing anyone, being detached from emotions. Because a warrior, if you're emotional, you will not kill anyone on that field, you know? So this is like you were tapping really into warrior mode. And yeah, you can earn a shit ton of money with that, in that mode. I did it as well already. But I always paired it with my femininity, very consciously knowing that I could make way more money if I would go into full warrior mode. Full warrior mode is skipping all the distractions. Also, for my women here, all the men, being single, having no one around, totally isolated, warrior. I get this done. I will win. That state, that mindset state makes you super rich, okay? And this is beautiful for all the women out there. And this is what happened with feminism and with the feminists. But then they became hyper-feminists because they were so much into their masculine energy and they loved it. So they canceled all the men. I don't need a man, which is basically true. But the new era energy and frequency, the fierce feminine frequency, fierce is still like you can do it by yourself. I know it. But the feminine, it's still a fierce feminine frequency. The feminine says, I don't need you, I want you. So now you have the freedom to choose. And this is what new era is about. So you can still be a warrior, but be the soft, peaceful warrior. Create also a new term, a new definition for being a warrior. Like, sure, you fight for your right. Sure, you know your self-worth. Sure, you set boundaries. That is what stays from the warrior, okay? But the wound is really denying help, declining any offer, saying no to everything man and pleasure related. that's also not the way, because that makes you rigid and frustrated, and we don't want you for that. We don't want you to be that. We don't want you to tap into that. That's not serving Earth in the end of the day. That's not serving you in the end of the day. You are still a woman, and a woman thrives in receiving pleasure and joy and being in flow with life at some point. Yeah, for business making and money creation, that's not working. If we just flow around, I tried that, trust me, it's not working. You need a schedule. You need to get shit done. It is what it is, okay? We need the masculine energy in business, fierce, lioness, but please stay the feminine, beautiful, thriving siren in private, and put it also like dropwise, okay? Put it into your business as well. That's how to overcome the warrior wound. If the next time someone asks, do you need help? Say yes. Don't decline it. The next time a guy tries to help you, for example, it's just minor things like putting your suitcase, your hand luggage in the airport up there. Say yes. Don't say I can do it by myself. We know that. Just say yes. That's how to overcome the warrior wound, but without losing your focus. That is very important. And the warrior wound is in direct relation to and reference to the era of singles, because all these warriors, they are like, oh, I don't even need a man. I can do it by myself. I can make money by myself. I live by myself. And we are now in a time where, fun fact, and this is why we will stay singles, right? The men right now are in the phase that we've been 5 years ago. They're exploring themselves. They try to follow up now. They have seen us healing, going through all these dark night of the soul stuff, spiritual awakening, and they're like, oh, actually, this looks good now. They look healed and stable. I like that. They don't need validation anymore. I think I like that. Not the narcissists out there, but everyone else. And they try to heal now as well. They are thinking about their toxic traits, about their wounds, about how to heal their masculinity. That's why masculine camps are so thriving and trending currently. Screaming camps, which I basically love as well. I do that for women, by the way. Sacred Rage retreats. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments or reach out to me on Instagram, because that's also a way of just releasing it, letting it out, and that men do that as well. They meet up in forests and scream. I love that. And let everything go. Sacred Rage. And they are there now, okay? So now we are actually, when it's about spiritual developing and personal development and spiritual evolution and consciousness rising, we're ahead. So we see them struggling and going through what we've been doing 3 to 5 years ago. And we're like, I'm so stable now. No, don't kill my vibe. So this is the reason why there are so many singles right now, because women consciously say no to relationships because they want to keep their peace. They don't want to get distracted by a wounded, unhealed man and toxic masculinity. And again, this is all said judgmental free. I just want to help you understand what is going on in this world right now. Why are there so many singles? Why is there this warrior wound still so present in our lives? Because it's working. Because still, economy is masculine. Still, the best way to make money fast, and okay, there is no fast. Consistency is key. But to make money in a consistent and big, huge way, to make big money, is being full masculine mode, even as a woman. It is working. Sometimes I'm an expert in feminine masculine dynamics, so I try out how to fully tap into that. Let me tell you one thing. My business never went so bad when I was in my full feminine energy, really just relying on my feeling and flow. That's not working. You need a schedule. You need the masculine energy in your business. Otherwise, you can end it right here and go into employment, back to employment. That's really, actually employment is kind of feminine, because you get your money no matter what. You are told to be there at 9 and leave at 6. It's very, you are led. Women, in the when it's about the dynamic of the feminine masculine energy, they are led as well. So self-employment, entrepreneurship is very masculine. So to everyone creating a soul business, having a soul business, you chose the masculine path, which is okay. I chose it as well. But that's why I'm a feminine masculine dynamics trainer for all the soulpreneurs out there. Because especially the women, the female soulpreneurs, because just being in your masculine, we need that yin energy on this planet. Please don't. Yeah, I want you to be super rich. Trust me. We all want that, because we are using money in a very different way than men. So we really heal the world by being rich. That's not, quote me on that, that's not a joke. You have to be rich as a woman in order to have a beautiful healing impact for this Mother Earth and this lifetime. That's the mission. But don't you dare lose your femininity on the way. That's not helping. That's not thriving. And that is exactly why so many of us are staying in the beautiful single mode. We love ourselves. And if you love yourself and your business is thriving, it's so peaceful, right? And it's not that we don't want a man. No. It's not that the women nowadays, the healed women, the healed feminine and successful women, they have run a successful business. They healed their femininity or on their way with that. They still want a man. To all the men out there, bullshit that we don't want them. That's not true. But this new earth leader woman chooses very consciously and very soulful, with intuition. Is this for me or not? Is this adding to my life, or is it just draining my energy? And if a man is not adding to our life, but it's just draining our energy, distracting us from our soul path, there is no, that's the worst return on invest ever. Why should we do that? Like, if you think business wise, like, no entrepreneur would invest in something that's draining energy and distracting from the path and mission. That's just makes no sense. So, dear man, it's your time to go that way, to continue going it. And trust me, the women out there, they are waiting. They are ready. They're not waiting for you, but they are open. They're open with their hearts. But we're done. The era of we want a man just to be with a man is done. That's not gonna happen anymore. No, because now we created such beautiful lives for ourselves, and we would love someone to share that. But until this is happening, all the women I know are happily single. That's why the new era of singles is connected with the warrior wound and the warrior mode. So again, we want to go from warrior wound to warrior mode. And how can we go from warrior wound to warrior mode? Consciousness. And you got that consciousness now. So you literally healed your warrior wound while listening to me now. Because now you can tap into the warrior mode, but you understand, oh, okay, I can allow myself to be in need, I can allow myself to say yes to help, to say yes to an offer, to say, be open for ease in life, to make things easier, because the universe is helping you, definitely. So thanks for listening, and don't forget to tap into siren mode after the warrior mode. Okay, the warrior mode is like the lioness mode, the leona mode, like you're roaring, you're fierce. That's great for business. But don't forget your feminine side. It's thriving. It has to thrive, because this is what heals the world in the end of the day. We were in yang mode and masculine mode for centuries now. Look out there. Not going well, right? So we are literally the antidote. We are the cure, okay? And we are in a state of remembrance now. That we all were water priestesses. We come from the rose lineage. Like, oh my God, it's so beautiful what's happening right now. And if you feel that, leave a comment, please. Tell me if you sense coming from the mermaid lineage, from the rose lineage, from the Atlantis lineage, from the Lemuria lineage, or whatever, if you maybe sense that you are a starseed, let me know in the comments, and hear you soon. Kisses.